There comes a moment in every life when the weight feels too heavy, when the road feels too long, and quitting seems like the only option. But before you let go, before you walk away from everything you've fought for, listen to this story. Because sometimes the strength you're researching for is already inside you. You just need a reminder of who you truly are. Have you ever reached that point? That moment where everything inside you screams, "I can't do this anymore." Where the finish line seems to disappear and the weight of the world feels like it is yours alone to carry. If you're there right now, or if you've ever been there, this is for you. Because the greatest breakthroughs in life often happen just one step beyond our hardest struggles. Today I want to share a story about someone who refused to quit. Someone who proves that our darkest moments are often the birthplace of our brightest futures. This story isn't about a superhero. It's about someone ordinary just like you and me. They had a simple dream, a quiet ambition that lit a fire in their heart. They started with excitement, with that fresh burst of energy you get when a new path opens up. But life, as it often does, had other plans. The first few challenges were small, like pebbles in a shoe, annoying, but manageable. They were whispers of doubt, tiny seeds planted by early mistakes and critiques from others. Then came the first real test, a major setback that knocked them off their feet. It wasn't just a failure, it was an emotional gut punch. The kind that makes you question everything. Your talent, your path, your worth. The initial glow of the dream started to fade, replaced by the cold shadow of doubt. And that was just the beginning. It felt like the universe conspired to test their resolve. Obstacles didn't just appear. They stacked up, one after another, creating a wall that seemed impossible to climb. Friends disappeared, mentors offered empty words, and the world seemed to say, "You're not good enough." They were alone, misunderstood, and drowning in pressure. Have you ever felt that? That feeling of being completely isolated in your struggle, like you're fighting a battle no one else can see. It's a universal feeling, a rite of passage. But here's the secret. These challenges aren't a sign that you're failing. They're a sign that you're growing, that you're being forged into someone stronger than you were before. In the midst of this storm, they arrived at a crossroads. The moment every single person faces, give up or go on. Every logical reason pointed to quitting. It was the easy way out, the path of least resistance. But in that defining moment, something shifted, a flicker of defiance. Maybe it was the memory of their dream, the promise they made to themselves, or just a stubborn refusal to let the struggle win. They made a choice, a quiet internal decision to take just one more step. And that single decision, that one act of holding on when everything screamed to let go, changed the entire trajectory of their life. It's a powerful lesson. Your entire future can pivot on one decision to keep going. The path forward wasn't glamorous. It was a long, grueling journey through pain. There were no shortcuts, no magic formulas. It was just a daily grind of trying, failing, learning, and getting back up day after day. This is where real character is built, not in the highlight reel, but in the unseen hours of discipline and persistence. They built habits when motivation was gone. They showed up when they felt defeated. They practiced courage when fear was their closest companion. This is how you navigate the hard seasons. You don't wait for the storm to pass. You learn to rise with the wind. You embrace the process, understanding that every effort, no matter how small, is a brick in the foundation of your future self. Then, slowly, almost imperceptibly, things began to change. The first small win appeared. It wasn't a giant leap, but a tiny sign that the effort was paying off. A small piece of progress, a compliment from an unexpected source, a problem that finally clicked into place. These weren't grand victories, but they were sparks of light in the darkness. Each one rebuilt a little bit of confidence, fueling the fire to keep going. This is the power of celebrating the small steps. Progress isn't always a tidal wave. Sometimes it's a slow rising tide. Learn to see it, to acknowledge it, and let it remind you that you are moving forward. Just as the momentum was building, life threw another curveball, a setback so massive it threatened to undo everything. It felt like being pushed all the way back to square one. All the progress, all the hope seemed to vanish in an instant. The doubt returned, louder and more terrifying than ever. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I'm just not meant for this. The temptation to finally surrender was overwhelming. But this time, something was different. They had been through the fire before. They knew the sting of failure, but they also knew the strength that came from rising. Instead of quitting, they chose persistence, because greatness isn't about avoiding failure. It's about mastering the art of the comeback. It was during this time that the most profound transformation occurred, a total mindset shift. They stopped chasing perfection and started focusing on growth. They realized that their journey wasn't about avoiding mistakes, but about learning from them. They let go of the need for immediate results and embraced a long-term vision, trusting that their daily efforts would compound over time. Pain was no longer something to be feared, but a teacher to be respected. And most importantly, they relied on discipline, not motivation. Motivation is a fleeting emotion, but discipline is a choice. This is a mindset you can adopt right now. Focus on what you can control, your effort, your attitude, your response. Let go of the rest. With this new mindset, the comeback began. Consistency became their superpower. The daily habits, the relentless effort, the refusal to quit, it all started to compound. The wall of obstacles didn't disappear, but they had learned how to climb it, one steady step at a time. And then it happened, the breakthrough, the moment where all the hard work finally converged into tangible results. The dream that once seemed so distant was now within reach. It wasn't luck, and it wasn't just talent. It was the undeniable power of persistence. It proved that the person who is willing to keep going will always outperform the person who is merely gifted. This entire journey is packed with universal life lessons. It teaches us that failure is not a command to stop. It's a redirection. It shows us that pain is temporary, but the growth that comes from it is permanent. It reminds us that our story is not written by our circumstances, but by the choices we make in response to them. And above all, it proves that greatness is born from rising again and again and again. So now, I want to speak directly to you. Wherever you are on your journey, whatever battle you're facing, I want you to know you are not alone. The struggle you're in right now is not unique to you. It's part of the human experience. It's the price of admission for a meaningful life. Your journey has value, every single step of it, even the ones that feel like they're going backward. You have more strength in you than you realize. You have survived all of your worst days to be here right now. That is proof of your resilience. So how do you keep going when you feel like you have nothing left? Start small. Set one tiny, achievable goal for today. Just one. Build a routine you can lean on when your willpower is low. Practice patience with yourself and your progress. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Focus only on what you can control: your actions, your thoughts, your effort today, and surround yourself with positive energy. Unfollow negativity. Listen to stories like this one. Remind yourself that others have walked this path and made it through. Remember, the struggle you're facing is not a punishment. It's preparation. It's carving out the depth in you that's required to hold the success that's coming. Every tear, every setback, every moment of doubt is building the foundation for your breakthrough. This story isn't just about someone else. It's a mirror reflecting your own potential. The final message is this: don't quit before your miracle happens. Don't give up 5 minutes before the gold is discovered. The power of consistency is that you never know which swing of the axe will be the one to finally break the dam. Believe in yourself, especially when it feels impossible. Your future self is begging you not to give up on them. Thank you for watching. Your story isn't over. It's still being written, and the best chapters are yet to come. Trust me when I say this, you are closer than you think. Keep pushing forward with courage and with hope. We're all rooting for you.